I'm so excited to be here. This is my first time in Poland, and I'm excited because I'm 50% Polish. My mom's 100% Polish, and so she's actually never been to Poland, so I'm the person like bringing back all of this information to her. So I'll be taking pictures. If you see me doing that, you're like, oh, that's for Kate's mom. Okay, I get it. So again, my name is Kate Drane, and I head up the design, technology, and hardware categories at Indiegogo. I've actually been with the company for almost 2 years. I'm very excited about that. And again, I was here for the Makerland conference. I spoke there yesterday, and it's amazing that I get to come here as well. I hear that there's a thriving startup community, and anything that we can do to help support that, we are so excited about. So just to give a little overview of what this talk is going to be about, so we'll do a little introduction, talk about what crowdfunding is, perhaps to put away any misconceptions about crowdfunding, talk about why people contribute, and don't worry, there's going to be time for Q&A. So hopefully my talk will be about 20 minutes, and then there'll be lots of times for questions, and then I'll be around, so feel free to ask me questions as well. So a little bit about me. Again, my name is Kate Drane, and how I got involved with Indiegogo in the first place is that I own a mobile beer canning service in the Bay Area, and so it's called the Can Van. We roll around the Bay Area and we can beer for small breweries, and we actually had a campaign on Indiegogo in the fall of 2011, and we learned a lot through that campaign, like not to have a $150 t-shirt perk. Doesn't work. Just a pro tip, no one wants to contribute $150 for a t-shirt. And so we raised $4,000 out of a $10,000 goal. And so with Indiegogo, you can have fixed funding, which is only if you meet or exceed your goal, do you take home the money, or flexible, meaning any money you raise, you take home. And so we did flexible. So for us, that $4,000 was immense for our small business. And so not only did we get to take home $4,000, but we also had we were featured in Fast Company, a nice, great publication 4 months before you're operational. We knew nobody there. They just happened to find us on the internet or find us through our Indiegogo campaign. Also, our largest investor only invests in boozy enterprises owned by women, like only invests in alcohol-owned women businesses, and that was us. And so she was kind enough to invest in us, and we just celebrated our 2-year canniversary party a few weeks back to celebrate 500,000 cans filled, and so I saw her there, and I thanked her again. I was like, I talk about you all the time. No one believes you exist. And so then I ended up getting a job at Indiegogo in June of 2012. So just to give you a little bit of background about the Indiegogo history, so these are our 3 co-founders, Eric, Danae, and Slava. And so Indiegogo was formed and founded and started in January of 2008. And in that time, they all had experienced this shared mutual frustration about raising money. And so what they set out to do was create a platform that took out any need for gatekeepers, because all of them had experienced. It shouldn't just be if you have access to an angel investor or a rich uncle or a bank, that if you have a great idea and you can connect with an audience that cares, those should be the things that help get your idea off the ground. So from that, Indiegogo was born. So Indiegogo was formed to empower people to fund what matters to them. So what does that mean? So it means that anybody with any idea at any stage can raise money. So whether that be a film, music, a piece of artwork, a product, so that's typically my area, or if you're raising money for a cause, or if you want to go on a trip, that these are all things on Indiegogo that you can raise money for. And additionally, anybody in any country can start or contribute to a campaign. So that means that you don't need to have a British bank account. You don't have to have an American bank account. We accept PayPal and credit cards, and so that opens up funding opportunities for you. So things to keep in mind as you're looking to raise money and raise awareness, and a couple more reasons of why you should look to crowdfunding in a second. So what is crowdfunding? A lot of times, so the word crowdfunding puts the emphasis on funding, and what I want to point out is that while that's part of it, really crowdfunding is all about creating and cultivating shared enthusiasm. And so the more that you can get people riled up and get people excited about what you're creating and have them be part of it and have them feel ownership in it, that's the better off that you're going to be. And so framing it instead of, hey, like, help me do X, you're like, by helping me do X, this is going to happen, and like you're going to have opportunities to have these amazing perks that you would never have anywhere else. For example, I love that there are so many creative perk ideas, and I get to see so many of them. For one perk that I recently saw, this is my favorite perk, probably of all time, was for this place called the Good Hop Bottle Shop in Oakland, California. And one of their perks was to get your name on the back of a bar stool. And so for a contribution, your name would be on a plaque on the back of a bar stool, and it was a significant level. So I contributed at this level because I love, who doesn't love seeing their name on things, right? So those are very popular perks, by the way, things with people's names. So I contributed to have my name on the back of this bar stool, and also anytime I go into this bar, they will kick whoever is in that seat out. So anytime I go to the Good Hop Bottle Shop, I can be like, sup, that's my chair. Out. And then they will be like, yeah, it's ours, get out. So I would say again, that's creating this shared enthusiasm, because now I'm here talking about it. Like, I mean, I've seen so many campaigns, and this is the one that I'm talking about because I'm so excited about it. So and to think about what this is from a market perspective, in 2011, crowdfunding, and so just to put it in perspective, there are 4 different types of crowdfunding. There is equity crowdfunding, there's debt crowdfunding, and there's perk and donation based. So Indiegogo is perk and donation based, so I'm just gonna set what the definition is. However, for all of those crowdfunding types, in 2011, the market was $1.5 billion. In 2012, the market was $2.5 billion. In 2013, it's estimated that it was $5 billion. And so the market, as you can see, is going up and to the right. So it is a very great time to, and what I love about that and what that says to me, and why I hope that it says it to you too, is that it's you guys, it's us that is growing this marketplace. It's us contributing to each other's success. It's us putting our ideas out there, putting our dreams out there, being fearless, being authentic, and having that be rewarded by people contributing to help our success go even more. In 2013, we experienced 1,000% growth in technology categories. So it's pretty, and again, this is a very exciting time for crowdfunding in general. So while crowdfunding has the word funding in it, there's a lot more that you can get out of it besides just funding. And I would encourage you to think about this if who here is thinking about running a crowdfunding campaign? Cool, Richard. Okay, nice. Well, I'm here, talk to me anytime. So what I would say is that keep in mind these additional benefits as well. So first, connecting with your audience. So through Indiegogo, you're going to get everybody's contact information. You'll get their email, you'll get their address. So you're going to be able to have, and you'll be able to see through our referral tools the impact that they had on your campaign. So if there's somebody who referred 7,000 people to your campaign and resulted in $500,000, you're like, wow, let's talk. You seem very influential. So you'll be able to identify them through your campaign. In addition, you'll be able to gain visibility and expand your reach. So using the campaign as the example, again, who knew that Fast Company would be able to find us through the platform? And so these types of stories happen a lot, where you put your story out there, people connect with it, and then it just expands and spreads. Specifically and again, I head up our design and technology and hardware, so again, I work with a lot of people making things, and for them, it's really great because it helps you to prove demand and mitigate risk. And how I'll tell that story is I really like this actually, there is a watch, and I'm going to make up the numbers because I don't really actually know what they are, but it's called the Crayus watch. And so they offered it in different colors. So they offered it in like a red watch, a pink watch, a yellow watch, or a black watch. Again, these colors probably aren't right either. But what they did was that by offering them in different colors and seeing what levels that people contributed to, they were able to make estimated guesses about the ratios for when they had to actually manufacture. So they knew that black was the most popular, and again, I'm gonna make something up, and like yellow was the least popular. And so instead of having like maybe 20, 20, 20, 20, they were able to do like 90, 4, 10. So keep that in mind as well, of there are other ways that you are going to get smarter through your campaign. And raising money. So thinking about what you're trying to get out of your campaign, one thing that I would recommend is that you want to get traction early. So we found that campaigns that raise 50% of their goal within the first 48 hours raise 47% more on average than campaigns that don't. And so what that says to me is to ensure that there are people lined up right away to contribute, because that initial momentum demonstrates that people are interested, and people really like contributing to winners, and they like contributing when they feel like there is something to contribute to and that other people have somewhat validated the marketplace. So for Phone Halo, what they did, they put a really big emphasis on email. So for Indiegogo, we find that email has the highest conversion rate, second is Facebook, third is Twitter. And what they did was they would go to events and they would have a sign-up sheet. So people signed up with their email. They would have a splash page on their website, so then they could collect people's emails. So the minute they launched, and they actually launched 3 campaigns, they were able to like really go out of the gate very strong. So I love this campaign. So Robot Dragonfly, it was this amazing spy drone. It's absolutely incredible. And they raised over $1 million on Indiegogo. And how they did this was very clever. So again, there's referral tools through Indiegogo. One thing that they did that was the first time we had ever seen this, and so it still blows my mind because they were so clever, was they created a PR referral contest through their comments. So they wrote a comment, and they're like, because they recognized who their audience was, and their audience was a lot of early adopters. And so recognizing that that's who their audience was, they're like, hey, if you find and I'm gonna make up numbers again, they're like, if you connect us and get us an article in certain publications, we'll award you points. And then for whoever has the most amount of points, will get free product. And so for if you get someone in, I'm gonna make up numbers. If you get us in Wired, it will be 1,000 points. If you get us in Huffington Post, it will be 700 points. And through this, they were able to get placements in almost every single major publication. And it was just so clever, and I'm still very impressed by their work. So recognizing why people contribute, that it's more than just what you can exchange for a contribution. One thing is people invest in people contribute to people. And so again, first off, maybe one thing to keep in mind, your first contribution will probably be from your mom. Everyone's is. It's cool. I'll tell a story of my own mom in a minute. I keep talking about her. She's very popular. I'll have to show her this video afterwards. So people contribute to people's success. And so be as personable as possible. Also include yourself in your video, and also demonstrate. What I would recommend is to show at least 3 team members on your campaign, because those people will help to, 1, build your momentum, and then 2, they'll lend additional credibility to what you are doing. So secondly, people contribute because of the perks. People contribute because of what you're getting in exchange for a contribution. So for me, Good Hot Bottle Shop, I was contributing because I wanted that stool. Third, people contribute because they're passionate about it. People contribute because they want to participate in it, and because they are proud to participate in it. Because you want to create a campaign where people are proud to put it on their Facebook wall. They're proud to put it on their Twitter. They're proud to say to everyone, hey, I contributed to make this happen, you should too. And so when you're creating your campaign, I typically recommend to have some of your friends over as your campaign's in draft mode, and a couple days before you're getting ready to launch, and have them review it and say, what do you think about this? Would you put this on your Facebook wall? Would you contribute to it? And gut check it that way, because the more, if they say no, you probably should tweak it. Because again, you need to, that first initial blast will probably come from them. And so ensuring that they're on board is going to help you have a very strong start. So every great campaign, no matter what type it is, whether it's cause, creative, or entrepreneurial, they all have the same 3 components when you break it down. They have an engaging pitch, so that includes your text as well as your video. If you have a video, you raise on average 115% more money than a campaign that doesn't. In addition, you're connecting with an audience that cares. So again, you want to build that first initial momentum. You're connecting with them, and they are sharing it with the world. Also, proactive communication. And so the more that you are demonstrating that you are active and that you are engaging, I saw this crazy stat that a campaign that has 20 or more updates throughout the life of it, so that's even after. So again, 20 or more updates resulted in 1,800% more money. Like I saw this, I made this, I should have included it. I made the graph of it. I was like, this doesn't even make sense. So I would encourage you to just keep updating, because the more transparent, the more honest that you are with the people who are contributing, the more likely you will be successful. So to share a case study, this is one of my favorite case studies, is the Misfit Shine. The Misfit Shine, I left it in my hotel room. I'm really sorry. You should check it out, though. It's a beautiful, sleek, all-metal activity tracker that's just, oh, nice. Nice. Okay, check it. They are here in the house. So the Misfit Shine is a beautiful all-metal activity tracker, and they raised money on Indiegogo about a year ago. They raised almost $900,000, and what they did, while they got featured in almost every major publication and connected with a worldwide global audience, was that they said that they got smarter faster. They used Indiegogo to get smarter faster, and I really love this saying, so now I say it a lot, and I hope that perhaps this will sink into your brain from this talk, is that by being smart, by using Indiegogo, they were able to, again, do all of these non-monetary benefits. So what they did through the campaign was they started really listening to customer feedback. And one of the feedbacks that they were getting was that people wanted the shine in a different color. And they're like, really? I mean, it's beautiful, it's sleek, it's all metal. This is really, you want it? Okay, fine. But it's gonna cost more money, and we're gonna charge you for it, for this costing more. And so the shine was $79, and then they raised they had offered a black version, 200 of them limited, and they set it at $50 higher, and they sold out within a couple days. And so not only did they see that there was an additional product that people wanted, but they saw that perhaps their pricing was off. Because if people were willing to pay this much more for a different color, then maybe they should think about their pricing. In addition, they started getting feedback that people wanted accessories. Like it's on a class, and people were saying that they wanted a bracelet, that they wanted a necklace. So like, really? I mean, this is beautiful. It's sleek. Okay? So they offered, again, these accessories, and people, again, swooped them up. And so they were able to identify an additional revenue model, or additional revenue line as well. So again, smarter, faster. So this is my last content slide, is keeping an eye on fulfillment. The one thing that I want to leave you with is, so we're at this, I'm sure that you guys can feel it, we're at this very special, amazing place in time where we are empowered to take our own lives into our hands, and it's incredible. And so we don't have to go to banks and rich uncles and whatnot, that we can connect with our friends and our family directly to make smaller contributions to make a big difference. And so keep in mind that you have to, anything that you put in your perks that you say you're going to do, that you have a responsibility to that social capital to fulfill on them. I'll give you a story from my own experience for this. So again, like I mentioned, my mom, like your mom will likely be the first contributor campaign, and my campaign was no different. My mom contributed, and she contributed at the level to get her name on the back of our trailer. So, I mean, that sounds pretty simple. Like, oh, get your name on the back of our trailer. That sounds nice. And so 7 months passed after our campaign. I get an email from her. She's like, hey, Katie Poo, just wondering, where's my name on the back of the trailer? And I was like, crap. So I write my co-founders, and I'm like, hey, guys, where's my mom's name? They're like, yeah, we'll get to it. We're busy, small business owners. We'll get there. So a month later, my mom has not forgotten. She writes me another email. She's like, hey, Katie Poo, still wondering, where's that picture? Really, really want to see it. Really proud of you. So I mean, it breaks your heart. So I forwarded it to my co-founders, and I was like, guys, seriously, if you don't put this on the back of the trailer, like I am going to, yeah, exactly, I'm going to forward this to your moms. So yes, I'm going to change it. I got the feedback at the last presentation that I should put my mom's picture and name picture on it. So no, maybe I'll send it to you. If you're interested, I can tweet you the picture from the trailer. So just keep that in mind as you come up with your perks and you come up with what you are offering in exchange for contributions, that there is, again, a social capital that comes along with it, and also a responsibility to not only yourself and your campaign, but the broader community as well, that we're all part of this and we're all making history and making it possible together. So, and there's going to be one slide that has all of these information, so feel free, like I would, if you want, no pressure, just take a picture at the end. So for Indiegogo, we've contributed, or we've been creating a lot of hardware resources, hardware-specific resources, so we can help specifically people who are making products. One thing is our hardware handbook. In addition, we have our crowdfunding field guide, and we also just came out with our playbook. I don't have a slide on that, but it's another resource that's available through Indiegogo.com. So I'm really excited. I hope that the next great success story is in this room. I'm here to help if you guys need anything. So thank you so much. And I hope that this won't be the last time that we get to talk. And I'll be around and also be here for questions. And as I said, our team is here for you. Here are all the resources along with my email address. So feel free to shoot me any questions. I'm also at Kate Drane on Twitter. So thank you so much.